Right now, the globe is being remolded closer to the heart's desire. The question is, whose heart? Yours or somebody else's? This Syria thing is disturbing because it believes that we are entering a new phase and we are on the verge of World War III. Again, not sure of the timing, but as to the direction that we are heading, there is no doubt. In Benghazi, make no mistake, the United States is and was running guns and aid to our enemies. Now, wait a minute, our enemies. See, here's the thing. We say that we are anti-terror, but we're not. Both the Muslim Brotherhood and the Shias are terrorists, both of them. The Al-Qaeda and the Muslim Brotherhood, both terror. But we say we are, if this is, let's say this is Al-Qaeda, and this one's the Muslim Brotherhood, we say we're anti-terror. No, we're not. We're really not. What we are here is we're anti-Al-Qaeda. It's like gangs, Crips and Bloods. We're not anti-gang. We're anti-Bloods. And so we are arming the Islamic groups, the Muslim Brotherhood, and terrorists. And we're doing it to fight now Assad, as President Obama signed a secret order authorizing support for the rebels seeking out the ouster of Assad. Obama also sent a former presidential nominee to meet with the opposition force to give them some credibility. We had given aid and comfort to our enemies. More importantly, the radicals that America has sided with are fighting Assad and also the Shias. The Shias are supporting Assad's regime, and many are flooding the country just for a chance to fight against the Sunnis. But Russia has thrown in with Assad and Shia. By the way, for those of you who read the Bible, that would be Gog and Magog. Now, Ansar al-Sharia, they're the ones responsible for the Benghazi attacks. Who are they? Although not many people know, because the State Department edited this out, these are the people who did it, and they were heavily supported by Iran. They are also backed by the Russians. The Russians? Wait a minute, are we in a war with the Russians? I contend World War III is already here. It's just a Cold War at this point. Do you remember John Kerry's awkward visit to Russia recently? They left him hanging at the Kremlin for a humiliating 3 hours before Putin showed up. Nobody does that. Well, I mean, except for our president with the Israeli prime minister. But besides that, nobody humiliates a high-ranking official like that unless you're trying to send a message. Did you notice that after the Boston Marathon bombings, who was the fastest to step up and find the parents, get them into the media, and start talking about how bad the American media and how bad the American intelligence was? Russia. Hey, we warned you about this guy. You ignored us. It was Russia. I don't know if you've heard the latest story out of Framingham, Massachusetts, but on the aqueducts of on the water supply there, someone cut all of the padlocks. Now, I'm sure that has nothing to do with the 1:30 a.m. field trip from a Pakistani national a few weeks ago to the very same place. Police are now pondering the issue. Really? Are they pondering, or are we pandering? Why would we do this? We do this because no one wants to face the truth. We are in survival mode. We want to survive. And those who have power want control. 90% of the survival group. But if our goal is to merely survive, we will not survive. And to go a step further, not to speak is to speak. The only way we stand in the end is if we stand for something besides survival. The world needs another choice, because we are going to be presented a world at war with no choice other than surrender to one of those two groups, and I don't like either of them. We must stand for the self-evident truths of freedom and liberty, and that God gives us our rights, and I have a right to say things that I believe. This is what unites and inspires not just us, the entire world. But our government hasn't been saying it and meaning it for a long time. I say it and I mean it. It's not about our industrial or financial power. Forget about those people at Wall Street. All that stuff we can rebuild again with what we have up here. The world is faltering because we haven't carried the message of freedom around the globe. Our current government may not be willing to promote what is self-evident. But I suggest we must, or we perish. Let it fall on your shoulders as well as mine.